Hey Ian, I thought I would just make a quick video so I can show you what I'm doing here with this problem. Now, if we actually take the data as I had said, and we take this data and graph it, you can see that the function would look something like this from 1 to 3. So they wanted to do an MRAM. So if we do rectangles here and MRAM, we want the middle of the interval. So from 1 to 3, if we want 4 rectangles, we have to measure every half of an interval. But we want the middle of the interval, so we want to draw the rectangle. If you notice, we want the rectangles to look like this, actually, going up to the x-axis, right? Try to make it look a little bit better. Let me get rid of the, say, the fill. I'll get rid of the fill on this so no fill. You can actually see the rectangle. So there's the rectangle. So we want the next MRAM. So notice we want the middle of the rectangle to hit. So these ones are a little bit harder. We want the middle of the rectangle to hit. So if I put another rectangle in here, I want the middle of the rectangle to hit. So it'll be something like this. Here's the next rectangle. And again, I don't want to have any fill. So you can see there's the next rectangle, right? So the next one would be something like this, where we would draw, actually I can draw it too. I'll do it with a pen. So here's the x-axis, so it's really close to the x-axis right here, this one. Looks like this, like a little rectangle. And then this last one would be something like this. We were to draw the rectangle. So that would be the MRAM. And you notice the length of each one of these is the value of the function at the halfway point between 1 and 1.5, which is 1.25. And the length of this one is the value of the function halfway between 1.5 and 2, which would be 1.75. This one would be 2, right, you can see it's really little, 2.25, and this one would be 2.75. So this would be the length of each, but the width of each is still half a unit, right? We still have 0.5 of a unit. So how do we figure out the MRAM? Well, the MRAM is going to be equal to the width of each one of these is 0.05 or 0.5, still a half, but then the length of each is the value of the function at the 0.25 marks. So notice I said take the sum of this value, right, which is this value right here, right? And then the length of this rectangle was 0.5 times this length, which is the value of the function at 0.75. Then this one was 0.5 times really little here. You can see it's 0.01. And then this last triangle is 0.5 times the value of the function at 2.75. So you see how you then can get your MRAM from that. These ones are tougher than the others where we just don't grab all the data. We have to find all the midpoint values.